Good morning and welcome in to Larry Miller Field on the campus of Brigham Young University for day 2 of the 6A baseball tournament bracket play here on KSLSports.com. I'm Trevor Allen. Pleased to be joined by Taylor Morris. And Taylor, our first matchup here is an elimination game between two teams that were upset. So one of them is going home in the number 2 seed Mountain Ridge Sentinels and the number 3 seed Lone Peak Knights.
Yeah, we'll see what team ends up showing up today, right? Both these teams were favorited yesterday to win. You're a tough position now where you kind of win or go home. So I don't think either of these teams thought that they'd be in this position today going into bracket play. But we said it every game yesterday, right? It was these rankings don't matter anymore. You just got to show up and win. So which team's going to come out here and execute and win this game to move on?
All right, we'll go ahead with Mountain Ridge being the designated home team. Taylor, go ahead and give us the batting order and the defensive lineup for the Sentinels.
Yeah, so leading off for Mountain Ridge, we got and batting one, we got Brody Buck, and he's catching. Batting second, playing right field, we got Riker Morton. Batting third and playing center field, we got Cooper Goff. Batting fourth and playing first, Brody Garrard. Batting fifth and DHing, Carson Frankhauser. Batting sixth, playing third, Boston Swain. Batting seventh, playing left, Dalton Fay. Batting eighth, playing second base, Alex Krasner. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, Carter Bell. And then we got Colby Clayson on the mound today.
All right, we'll get the numbers on Colby here when they come up to play defense. But I'll give you the Lone Peak lineup at the bottom of the inning as we're about ready to get underway here. That one is lifted into foul territory, but the play is made for out number 1.
Crew must have really felt strongly about going after the first pitch. A lot of times with the first pitch, you're looking for something really fat, right? And if not, you're taking just to kind of, let that first pitch come in. But must have saw something he liked, must have just missed it there.
Here's the 1-0 to Boston Walkenhorst. Boston was great yesterday in their loss to Sky Ridge. I mean, there was a lot of guys who were really good yesterday swinging the bat. I mean, it was 20 runs scored between the two, 11-9 loss for – or excuse me. Oh, yeah, for Mountain Ridge, but for Lone Peak.
Had a tough time swinging the bat yesterday. Yeah, they had a tough time getting some hits against Corner Canyon, which, again, was surprising given – the last three matches that they had played where they kind of beat them to a pulp, in those games. But each game you got to show up. Each game's a new game, and anything can happen.
And that will be a base hit. So Walkenhorst is heading to second. And he'll come up with a 1-out double to start this one. Landon Fry will come to the plate next. Yeah, and pitching for Mountain Ridge is Colby Klassen. For Lone Peak, get the lineup here in just a minute as a check swing there for strike, 1-1 the count. Crew Nelson already batted. He's also playing in left field. And then on second base is the shortstop, Boston Walkenhorst. Landon Fry, he'll be pitching for the Knights, and he's at bat right now in the 3-hole. Here's the pitch. Fouled off as well, so now 1-2 is the count with 1 out and 1 on. Bronx Chavera is the designated hitter. He'll bat fourth. Batting fifth is the first baseman, Grady Slesk, who pitched yesterday. And then batting sixth and playing third base, Bo Barnes. Batting seventh and is catching is Mason Johnson. Batting eighth, and in center field, that's Crew Robinson. And batting ninth and playing second base is Dallin Sharman. And who's not batting but is playing in right field is Tate Barney. Tate Barney, a great running back for the Lone Peak this last season for the Knights, as they were the 6A runner-up in football. And that's another ball. We go full, 3-2.
Fry showing some patience after going down 1-2, staying within the zone, making him still come to him over the plate.
Here's the pitch. And called strike three. So a backwards K here for Mountain Ridge and for Colby Klassen. So 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Bronx Chavera. Yes, I'm putting an emphasis on that again on day 2.
If you were with us on the stream yesterday, you'd know why.
Is that one of those if you know, you know kind of moments?
We had a lot of those, I feel like.
Yeah, we did. And I'm sure today will be no shortage. The pitch and strike 2. So a pitcher's count right now, 0-2.
Little backdoor curveball there. Kind of didn't think Bronx was looking for it.
After this pitch, we'll get you the stats on Colby Klassen. And a ball 1. He's had 10 appearances, 8-1 record, Taylor, 1.13 ERA for Colby, 49 2/3 innings pitched, 42 runs, 42 hits, 15 runs, 8 of them earned. And that's a strike 3, and he'll end the inning with a strikeout. That's his second one of the inning. He also had 18 base on balls, 57 strikeouts, and now he's got 59 and 221 batters faced. We'll now head to the bottom of the inning with Mountain Ridge coming to the plate here on KSLSports.com. Mountain Ridge will come to the plate next. Leading off will be Brody Buck, the catcher, followed by Riker Morton in right field, and the center fielder Cooper Goff will be the third batter in the order. And pitching for Lone Peak is Landon Fry. And some numbers on Landon. He's had a solid year. 10 appearances, 7-1 record, 3.04 ERA. And then he's pitched 46 innings, 42 hits, 21 runs, 20 of them earned, 23 base on balls, 47 strikeouts, 2 home runs allowed at 204 batters faced. So again, both really good arms, at least as far as the stats go.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get ranked in the top 5 in 6A if you don't have good arms. I mean, the best teams usually have the best pitchers.
So Brody Buck, strike 1. That one's inside for a ball. I would say the weather looks a lot better today, Taylor, than it did yesterday.
I'm happy for our guy Austin here.
Yeah, even though he still looks like he's freezing. Yeah, he looks like he's freezing.
We got some short sleeves out there. That means the weather's a lot better, especially in the sun.
I'm not wearing a jacket today. It's still a little chilly, but not anything bad. And here's the pitch. Fouled off.
Way to fight by Brody there.
That one's way outside for a ball. Count goes even.
Seems like
or not full, excuse me.
Seems like he's kind of inviting him to come inside a little bit, Brody. It looks like he's up on the plate. I mean, guess it's all personal preference too on where you want to stand.
As long as you're in the box.
Exactly. Kind of telling him, hey, I want you to come in my kitchen. Throw it inside, I dare you. Seems like is what he's
You don't
saying.
want to come in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Fouled that one off. He'll stay alive. That would actually be a good motivating factor for hitting coaches. Be like, hey, invite him to your kitchen, and then you can kick him out by smacking that ball. You don't want them to eat your food.
That's right.
Chopper to second.
Nice play.
Great play there for out number one. Great throw over there from second.
I feel like we called out Sharman a couple times last game. He's just got a nice glove, really smooth. He plays a good second base, though. They got quick hands. That's another nice play. And Lehigh showed us yesterday what happens when you play good defense. I mean, they played great defense. Them and Corner Canyon both played good defense. That's how they won their games. I mean, it helped that Lehigh put up 9 runs too. But
yeah,
defense was a big part of that.
definitely didn't hurt. No, that was a lights out performance last night. If you're just tuning in, didn't stay up late. The pitchers, Landon Fry is down for a moment. Not sure what happened. Did you see anything, Taylor?
No, but doesn't look good. It seems like he's in some discomfort.
It looks like he might just need some water. Coach is bringing him a bottle of water. Hopefully he's okay. We'll go ahead and take a break as they attend to him. Welcome back. It looks like Landon Fry is going to be okay. They are sending some arms into the bullpen for Lone Peak. But Coach gave him a bottle of water. The trainers came out and talked to him, and he's back on the mound, so hopefully he's okay. You hate to see that at any point.
I mean, first off, you hate to see it just because you don't want to see anybody, be in some discomfort like that. And
yeah.
2, plus he's competing. Going to be a big day for him to have fun, and the last thing you'd want for him to not be able to get a chance to enjoy that. So
yeah.
Hopefully he's all right.
So far, he's up in the count. 1-2 here to Riker Morton. That one's low and outside. That'll even up the count at 2-2. 1 out, no one on. That one right down Broadway for strike 3. Great pitch.
He looks all right.
Yeah, it seems fine.
I mean, he's throwing the ball really well and got a little something on the inside there and caught the hitter off guard and struck him out. There's been a few of those now that they've been a few backwards Ks, so they're just watching. So
2 backwards Ks, 1 regular strikeout, so 3 strikeouts between the 2 pitchers here in the first inning. Maybe he just needed that water.
Maybe
there's something in that water.
I mean, it's like
kind of like the Monstars,
yeah,
Space Jam.
Special juice.
I mean, Fry also played really well yesterday. He was in the outfield. He's a gamer.
Yeah, like we talked about too. I mean, the adrenaline gets pumping, and sometimes your body acts in different ways, but you love to see him get back out there to compete. Especially got a star like that, batting 3-hole today, pitching. You want to see those guys in the lineup.
Well, and also Cooper Goff facing a 3-hole hitter right now. He was fantastic yesterday in their loss to Skyridge. That one goes way outside for a ball 1. But no one on base.
He's got to show up today. They're part of their order. The 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. They got to show up today. They had that tough loss to Skyridge, right? And they scored a lot of runs. But they got to show up again today to beat Lone Peak.
But they scored a lot of runs that were not hits.
Yeah, they did. They had a lot of walks, a lot of hit by patches. Which, again, we talked about that. It doesn't matter how you get on. That's successful bat if you can get.
They wore a lot of baseballs yesterday.
Yeah. I love that philosophy. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I love those kind of teams that are willing to get up on the plate and wear a few. I didn't like doing it, but I love when my teammates
I wouldn't like doing it now, that's for sure. Like, please don't hit me. 2-2 the count here to Cooper Goff with Landon Fry on the mound. Seems to be doing okay so far, but it's good to have some guys warming up right now just in case.
Exactly.
And that one is
That's a dish.
A dish. And Landon Fry was stepping over his catcher's mask, but the catcher still got it anyway. For out number 3, so that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on board. We'll go to the top of the second here on KSLSports.com.
Okay, so now he decides to exercise. Yes, this was the best angle.
Life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
TapSpend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Welcome back. Top of the second inning, Grady Slesk will lead off. He's playing first base. He pitched yesterday. Pitched a good chunk of the game, so I think he's in that 3 days rest threshold. Day number 1 for him of rest. And he'll lead off. And then Bo Barnes and Mason Johnson, so the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the order. With Colby Klassen at pitcher. And if I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize.
Just make sure to leave in the comments how bad Trevor's messing up on that name.
Can we please not? Taylor, we're doing this already, huh? We're only in the second inning.
Just got to give the people what they want.
I don't think there's a lot of people who want that. I know there's some who are tuning in, but it's only because you and I know them. Ball 2. Or strike 1, but yeah, ball 2 as well. So 2-1 the count. The leadoff man, Grady Slesk. Chopper into right field. That'll be a base hit, so a leadoff single for Grady Slesk. Good start there.
I mean, it's the same thing we complimented with Skyridge and even Lehigh yesterday, right? They didn't try to do too much. When the time came where they needed to just put a good swing on the ball, they just let the ball get deep right there. Slesk went inside out. Robert, the first baseman, said, sometimes you don't want to try to get too big, right? You don't want to try to get too big. You don't want to try to, it's nice to get a nice solid swing, but sometimes you get too big. That's when you start, missing the ball too much. You just got to stay within yourself.
The third baseman, Bo Barnes, is at the dish and called strike 1. Yeah, there's not there's a couple clouds, but they're all good clouds in sight, so should be a great day of baseball
clouds.
for weather, yeah. They're just joining in on the fun.
Uh-huh. So I thought they might end up, looking at potentially, Button right here, but looks like they're going to avoid that. Oh, maybe that's why they didn't bunt.
The left field, and just foul.
Oh, that was a good swing.
That was probably 10 feet away from the foul pole.
Yep, yeah, that could have been a double down the line. But I think that what's fascinating for me is just to watch every team and see what the philosophies are.
Yeah.
Right? How are they coached? Which I'm not saying that any of these are wrong. I think it depends on your coach and how you coach. Some coaches right there would bunt, right? Maybe it's a pitcher's duel. You got really strong arms for both teams. Maybe let's try to get a guy over and see if we can steal a run. Looks like they're just willing to swing away, which again, it could pay off either way. You don't know. It's just fascinating to watch each of the philosophies from each coach.
Yeah. Here's the 1-2. Down and out and outside. Ball 2. And they try the pickoff attempt at first base. He's safe. With Grady Slesk on first. And count goes full now. 3-2.
This is where Clayton's going to want to attack. You don't want to go in first and second. I mean, if they get first and second, I think for sure they're bunting, but got to attack here.
Here's the pitch.
Which he did.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll be out number 1.
It's a big out. You know, could have been a lot of momentum for Lone Peak there if they get first and second with 0 outs. Now you're at first, you know, with 1 out. Kind of changes the dynamic of this inning a little bit.
Mason Johnson will come to the plate with 1 on, 1 out. Here in the top of the second. Grounded to short, over to second. To first, he's safe, so fielder's choice.
Play, though.
So Slesk is out at second, but Mason Johnson will reach first base via fielder's choice.
What a play, though, there by short and second. You know, he flipped over there with this hand. Second baseman barehanded it, which a lot of times our coach always used to tell us, you better make sure you catch it if you're going to barehand it, which he did.
Looks like
nice dig by the first baseman, too. I thought for sure that it was close to being out, but a lot easier to make those digs off of first, but a lot of times the first basemen are picking you up. You know, they're helping the rest of the infield out with some of those digs off the dirt.
Coach Whitney talking to the second base umpire, or who's in between first and second base.
Maybe ask him about the slide rules. I don't know. But get some explanation for something.
I'll step into the box. 2 outs. Runner on first. That was right down the middle for strike 1.
This might be another position where they might look to steal. Again, 2 outs. Got a strike on you. Maybe if you think off speed's coming here.
Especially with a speed runner, because Johnson's a
there
catcher.
He goes.
Yep. And he gets it.
He got a.
The ball was loose.
You know, thankfully, again, off speed came, just like seems like Lone Peak's coach thought maybe that came. That's probably why he gave him the steal. But the off speed came, was a tough play by the catcher. He didn't get that great of a jump. If that's a really good throw down to home, he probably throws him out. But you know, good idea for Lone Peak to get to second with 2 outs right here. You know, a base hit now scores a run.
Christian Ritchie is the speed runner. That one goes into the turf. Ball 2.
You know, a lot of times in games like this where there are, you know, a lot of aces, you got 2 aces on the mound or 2 good pitchers on the mound, you're just trying to steal runs. You know what I mean? You know it's not going to probably be a high-scoring game. Let's just try to manufacture runs where we can. We'll take a run or 2 here where we can get them.
Count even at 2-2. Deuce is wild. You swung on that one. And strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So another strikeout for Klassen. That'll be his 4th strikeout already and just through 2 innings. So we head to the bottom of the second here on KSLSports.com. Taylor doing some Thriller here in the booth.
I'm
It's
juiced.
not great, and he's telling me to do it, and there's a reason why I'm not doing it, because I don't want to look like that. Brody Garrard will lead off here for the Sentinels, as we're the 4, 5, 6 hitters. Carson Fankhauser, the designated hitter, will bat 5th. He's in the on-deck circle. And Boston Swain will be 3rd. And then if we get to a 4th batter, Dalton Fay in the 7-hole.
Life's about having fun, Trevor. That's where we're just having fun here. We're watching a baseball game. The weather's great. I mean, they couldn't get any better.
Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just not going to show off my dance moves because I don't have any.
Everybody has dance moves. It means it may not be good, but everybody has moves.
I don't have moves. I'm one of the very rare people who doesn't.
I'm not judging. I just want to see your moves.
Well, it's not happening, so. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. Here for Garrard. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Only 2 hits so far. And grounded to short. Over to first for out number 1. That was a very popular spot last night.
It was. Welsh made I think 27 plays over there.
Seemed
That's
like
what it felt like.
Seemed like he had almost every out for Lehigh. Lehigh will be in our nightcap, 7 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, 7 o'clock-ish, probably 8:30.
We'll see if we stay on schedule today. We didn't have a delayed start today like we did yesterday.
We're off to a good start then.
Yeah, we're off to a good start. So I know we're at 5A. They were pretty much on schedule the whole day. You can join Mike Matthews if you just want to watch some baseball, but join us. We're also fun, too. We can be.
Can be.
I
try to make it fun.
I hope
We're
we
trying
are.
to make it fun.
Yeah, we try to.
Yeah, some people may be watching us on mute. Who knows?
They're probably like, these guys are idiots. Strike one.
And they're not wrong.
Yeah, they're not wrong. But you don't need to call us out. It's fine. We know. 2-1 the count.
We're
one
self-aware.
Out. Yeah, we are self-aware. That is definitely true. Here's the pitch. No one's fouled off, so that'll even the count at 2-2.
Good job by Fry. They're all getting back in the zone. I mean, the first at batter, getting him to roll over. Seems like he's getting back in the groove. Now he's got him 2-2. He's continuing to attack, though, which is what this team needs.
Might need to go figure out what that bottle of water was that was given to him in that first inning. So that one's fouled.
I'm glad it worked. That's all I know, because he's back on the mound, and look, all these guys are competitors. All these kids are competitors. I can guarantee you that he may not even be 100%, but he's saying, look, I'm just going to show up for my team. I'm a winner. I'm going to keep playing.
And that one's just foul into right field. So stays alive with the at-bat. 2-2 the count. Believe 6 pitches in this at-bat. 2 have been fouled off. 1 in play, 1 in the parking lot.
Haven't heard the Frosty promotional yet. So still going on
you were talking when you said it.
Oh.
And that'll be a base hit just past the third baseman's glove. And he's heading over to second, so that'll be a double for Carson Fankhauser. And Carson had a really good outing yesterday at the plate.
Yeah, he's keeping it up today. Even 2-2, you could just tell. And you know what? You know when a hitter's kind of locked in is when he pushes one foul, pitcher tries to come back inside on him, and he pulls it down the line. Right? If you have a hitter that's just dead pull, or always late, I mean, that's when you can tell that their timing is off. But that just tells you, hey, look, if I get a fastball, I'm going to let it get deep. If I get a curveball, if I get an inside fastball, I'm pulling it. If I get a curveball, I'll let it get deep and make sure I'm not too off balance. He was off balance or on balance that whole at bat there.
And that is the first hit of the game for the Sentinels. And first of any Sentinel being on base so far here in the bottom of the second with 1 out.
I got a pretty important question.
Okay.
What's a Sentinel?
I think it's kind of like a knight, like an armored guy.
So like the Knights versus.
I mean, and again,
Knights?
I'm just going off the logo that Mountain Ridge has that you can see on
it's
your
a
screen.
sweet logo.
So I'm guessing it's some sort of knight.
I'm gonna have to do some research.
Yeah,
I apologize.
You definitely got some resources available to you.
I apologize to listeners. I came unprepared. I should have known what Sentinels are. So I apologize. I'll be better.
I mean, we've always asked the question too, at least on KSL Sports Rewind. What is a dart?
What is a dart? Yeah.
Or what sound does a dart make? and if you ask Dane Stewart, it's pew pew pew. So, which I don't think is it, but that's just the ongoing question we've asked people. And maybe we could ask Curtis Pettengill, who's our statistician, because he does stats for the Davis Darts. So I should ask him, what is a dart and what sound does a dart make? And the count goes
pitch.
full. That one goes a little low. I think the Lone Peak faithful were hoping that would be a strike 3.
Well, I think Mountain Ridge says that's a good call, and Lone Peak says that's a bad call.
And that's how sports works.
Yeah, exactly.
1 out, 1 on, full count. Here to Boston Swain, the third baseman, batting in the 6th hole. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. He'll stay alive.
Yeah, back-to-back hitters now where they've kind of gone deeper into the count. Looked for their pitch, but they've also been protecting. Fankhauser, he fouled off a couple before hitting one down the line. Swain's now having a good at-bat, too, where he's not reaching for anything. He's still making him come over the plate.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a
That's a
miss,
good pitch.
strike 3. Landon Fry with his second strikeout of the ball game. And that's out number 2.
Going back to talking about a dart. Every time I say dart, you hear dart, I think a Dodge dart. So
Yeah?
that'd be a little
I think of just one on
small engine car sound I might make what a sound a dart makes.
I think of a dartboard, playing darts, with your buddies. So it's just a kind of sound. That was a terrible.
Can we clip that?
No, you can. I'm not doing it.
Let's clip that sound of a
not.
dart.
You'll have to talk to Vince Francis about that.
We'll have to throw that into the stream every once in a while.
No. 0-1 the count here as Dalton Fay will
what a
send that
swing.
one into right field, and that will be extra bases, and that'll be an RBI as well. Dalton Fay will head to second, and we've got our first run of the game with Fankhauser going home.
He's fired up, which he should be. Again, it's exceptional hitting when you're able to hit the ball down the right side down the field, right? And those are stuff that you work on in practice, where it's let's focus on pulling the ball, hitting up the middle, pushing. Right? So you're working on seeing the ball in different locations on the plate and allowing yourself to develop where you should be hitting the ball based off where it's pitched, right? Because you're not trying to pull the ball when it's on the outside part of the plate, or you roll over, right? So that's exactly what Fay did. He took the ball right where it was pitched, hit it over the right fielder's head, double.
So an RBI double and Mountain Ridge with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. In this elimination game, one of these two teams will be done for the season after this one. Both of them falling to Corner Canyon and Sky Ridge yesterday in opening of bracket play in this double elimination tournament.
Like we said yesterday too, just doesn't get any easier. Not
No.
only do you win, or if you lose, then you have to play each other, which both these schools are good, solid baseball teams. And you get up here early. You got to wake up early, get down here early.
These two teams did play each other this season. Wait. No, they didn't. Grounded to short, over to first, and right into the glove, coming off the turf to Slesk for out number 3, and that'll end the inning. So a run on the board with a hit and one stranded on base. We head to the top of the third after this here on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. We now go to the top of the third inning here in this elimination game of the 6A baseball tournament, brought to you by Tab Bank, home of the Tab Spend Rewards checking account. With 2.75% annual percentage yield on your account balance, 1% cash back on eligible purchases. Tab responsibly. Visit tabbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC. Trevor Allen, Taylor Morris here with you, and leading off for Lone Peak is the bottom of the order, Dallin Sharman. And then we go back to the top of the order with Crew Nelson and Boston Walkenhorst.
Looks like he was trying to potentially lay one down there. We got a ball, so we'll see. I doubt he tries to do it again now that he knows the defense is aware, but not a bad idea. Try to get one down, get on base.
Strike one. Here's the pitch. Chopper to third. And over to first. And out number 1. Took a minute for that umpire to give the signal, but out number 1.
He was thinking.
Which, better to get the call right.
I'd rather he be thinking.
Yes. Think and get it right, then don't think and get it wrong. So far, I feel like we've had great umpire crews
Oh, for sure.
through 4 and change games. Which it takes a lot for these guys to get qualified to be here to do state tournament.
I don't know how this game's going to end up. It just really feels right now like this game's going to end up like that Corner Canyon game yesterday did.
It was lifted high into foul territory over by the bullpen.
And not, and what I mean by that is a low-scoring affair where
Yeah.
the team who plays the better defense and finds ways to still attack the hitters and not give up walks and hits it's gonna win this game. I don't see this game being a Sky Ridge and Mountain Ridge game where it was 11-9, high scoring, right? So could see a lot of bunting, could see a lot of hopefully stealing runs. Seems like it's gonna be that kind of game, already low scoring. Now that I say that, watch, this game's probably gonna be 20-15, but just has that feel right now.
That'll be a base hit for Crew Nelson. So he's aboard with 1 out. Boston Walkenhorst. He doubled in his previous at-bat.
Part of stealing runs is also taking extra bases like that. That's huge right now to get out to second base with 1 out, because all you're trying to do is get to second base and then hopefully score a run here. Even if there's a pass ball, wild pitch, or something get you to third, and then you get a sacrifice fly. Let's just try to manufacture a run here. Even if you could just squeeze one through the infield or hit hit one in just out of the infield but not in the air, you can score a run here. So him being on second is huge. Now it keeps you out of the double play. There's just a lot of things that helps you as a team as you're trying to manufacture those runs.
Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Getting ahead 0-2. Fouled off once again is Walkenhorst. Here's the pitch. Fouled off once again. Just foul on the third base line.
Almost got one down the line there.
Almost got that umpire, too. Ball 1. 1 out. Runner on second. And that's Crew Nelson. Fouled off once again.
He's fighting.
This is probably the 6th pitch of the at-bat. I don't have the exact count, but...
And that's what you want to keep doing, is just making sure you're fighting, and you have to expand the zone a little bit because you can't be caught looking, but you still got to make sure that you're not chasing stuff like that, right? So it's good at bat so far. He's still staying with himself. He's not chasing the curveballs in the dirt.
Chopper over to first. Did it get in his glove? It did. And that's out number 2.
The shortstop short hopped him a little bit, which is fine on turf.
Yeah.
If
it's in dirt, that's probably a different story.
Yeah, dirt and grass. I mean, the better first basemen are going to make that play, but it's not as easy as it is on turf. I mean, not saying it's completely easy, but you definitely have a good idea where it's going when it hits off turf. So, and a lot of times we used to practice it. We would use that to our advantage to keep the ball low, whether the sun's in your eyes or, if there's a long throw, instead of putting a lot of air under it, like let's just use the turf for our advantage, let it skip off it, and make it easy on our first basemen.
Landon Fry is at the dish. He struck out looking his last at bat, and that one's going to right field. And will be caught in right field for out number 3. So Riker Morton with the catch. And we now go to the bottom of the third here on KSLSports.com, your home for high school championships in Utah. All right, here we go to the bottom of the third inning. Mountain Ridge currently with a 1-0 lead on 2 runs. The Knights, no runs but 3 hits. Still don't have an error. So playing some good baseball defensively for these two teams. And Landon Fry will stay on the mound. He's got 2 strikeouts. Or, excuse me, 3 strikeouts. Nope, he does have. Nope, two strikeouts. I had that right. Leading off for the Sentinels, which, Taylor, did you figure what that is yet? Of what a Sentinel is?
I have not.
Well,
I'm still.
You've got a thing called Google, man.
You know.
Carter Bell will lead off at the bottom of the order.
I was actually just YouTubing best dance moves because we're going to have a lot of songs.
let's
So
not
I
do
was
that.
actually focus on more important things than.
I think that what a Sentinel is very important.
I do too, but I also am trying to get better dance moves.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube can help you with that. Carter Bell will lead off, number 9 hitter, and then we go to the top of the order with Brody Buck and Riker Morton. The 1-0. Over to second. It'll be a base hit as it just goes past the outstretched glove of Dallin Sharman. So a leadoff single here for Carter Bell.
It's a good start for them. You know, when you are able to just get on with no outs to start an inning, kind of just gets you ready to go. And, you know, that's also the bottom of your lineup, too. Now you got the top of your lineup coming up. Just changes the inning a lot. Now we'll see what the top lineup here does. They got to come through, too. But just hopefully get you kick-started for your team to kind of get a few runs.
A busy day today here on KSLSports.com. We've got sports all over. For instance, we've got baseball here. We've got the 5A tournament going on over at UVU. And then we've got 4A and 6A boys soccer semifinals at Zions Bank Stadium in Harriman with Alex Napolis. And then you've got Dane Stewart, who is at the 4A, 5A, 6A girls lacrosse semifinals. And our guy Nate Dowdle's running the show over at Valley Softball Complex for 5A, 6A bracket play in the softball tournament. All on KSLSports.com, the KSL Sports app. You can download it for free wherever you get your apps. And yes, I put an emphasis on free because we have had people email us saying that they are getting charged for those streams. You're getting scammed if that's happening. So if you're being asked to pay money, you're on the wrong app. Grounder in between the gap there for a base hit is Brody Buck. So he's aboard with a single.
Can you still call Gephardt? Is that still a thing?
Gephardt still. We actually have Matt Gephardt as one of our investigative reporters. So, yeah, we probably could get him on that.
Yeah, we need to talk to somebody then.
But we haven't had too many people say that you know, they're being asked to pay. Like, and some of them are like $8. I'm like, geez, who would charge that? Or who would try and scam people $8 for a high school stream? And I'm just like, yeah, there's nothing we can really do. We don't charge. It's for free. But we do hope that you would take advantages of the services that our great sponsors provide, such as UCCU, Love Where You Bank.
That's a fun one there. I haven't seen one of those plays yet today, but that's the stuff plays you practice, you know, all the time with a first and second because they're putting a play on before they're saying, hey, we're going to tell everybody where we're going to go. Sometimes the shortstop will take third, sometimes they'll take second, and the second baseman goes over to first, right? They usually have a play on in first and second situations like that.
And that one's crushed
it won't matter
to the warning track, and that's going to send two runners home. Yep, he's giving him the sign to come home, so that's a 2 RBI double for Riker Morton. And now it's 3-0 Sentinels.
What a swing, though, and exactly, you know, like I just mentioned, where The bottom hitter gets on, the leadoff gets up and gets on base as well with a hit, and then your big boys start coming up, that usually got a little more power and hits one in the gap. So just played perfectly how Mountain Ridge wanted to do it. Started an inning for him. One thing I want to mention about the last play was, they ran that pretty well. A lot of times you'll see the shortstop will run in front and run across to kind of distract them. A lot of teams know that's what they're trying to do, so they don't really fall for it anymore. But usually there's a cue given by the catcher to say, drop of the glove, let's try to pick him. There's some other things you'll try to do that are more subtle, like maybe, the shortstop he's usually covering right now, but then he'll leave dramatically, and then the second baseman will call him over, kind of like a distraction or diversion. So interesting, they tried to call it, didn't really work, and then of course Fry they hit one in the gap. It scores a couple after that happens.
Cooper Goff is at the plate now. He flew out to right behind home plate in his previous at bat.
I wonder if we'll get the old hidden ball trick today. You try that one where you throw out to second, and then the shortstop acts like he misses it, and the center fielder acts like it's in the outfield, and see if you can get the guy in second to run to third.
Oh, I wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, you're starting to speak my language now with the trick plays.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I mean, they tried that. We'll see if Lone Peak tries to do something like that. I love me some good trick plays.
Here's the pitch. Lifted high into left field. And it goes off the wall. So it could be a triple. He's heading to third. Second baseman's heading home. Or second base heading home. And so that's an RBI triple for Cooper Goff. And now it's 4-0 Mountain Ridge.
Cooper's got a good swing on him. There's a reason he had, 7 home runs? What he had? Something crazy. But
yeah. That was right off the wall.
He's got power. I mean, hit that one off the wall. That had to have been just right at the 380 mark there off the top of the wall. So good swing and opposite field too. So he's not just pulling the ball. He's pushing the ball that far too. That's when you got a balanced hitter.
We saw 2 home runs yesterday. One was from Fankhauser of Mountain Ridge, who is 5th in the batting order. So it'll be Brody Garrard next. And then we will see Fankhauser. And he hit that one. That was in center field, probably about 410 feet. And then we had one that was absolutely crushed last night in the American Fork game.
I think it's still flying. Homestead.
Yeah.
I mean, he absolutely smacked that ball.
Yeah, that one went into right field, and it says 343 at the foul pole, and that one's probably, as you said, probably still out there.
Nobody moved when the ball was hit.
Yeah, it was.
They knew it was all gone.
Well, the right fielder did, but maybe just to kind of see where it went.
Make sure it was gone.
Like, hey, how far back did it go?
I think he jumped to look over the fence.
Yeah, just kind of look. Hey, yeah. Maybe hoping that it wouldn't hit a car or break a window, because there are buildings over there.
Yeah, I'm sure he was really worried about that.
No, probably not.
Lone Peak's coach is just getting out there to just tell him, hey, look, we can't do anything now. It's 4-0, but it's fine. Like, this is a long game. Just get back in attack. They're cutting off the run, but unfortunately for them, it squeezes one by.
And that'll be a base hit for Brody Garrard, an RBI single. And the rally just keeps going. No outs.
You know what's hard there is I would have done the same thing as Lone Peak. I would have tried to cut the ball off at home. You got a solid pitcher on Mountain Ridge. You got to try to steal as many runs as you can.
And ball one, so that evens the count at 1-1 here for Fankhauser. He had a double and later scored a run in his last at bat in the second inning. So 5-0 Mountain Ridge.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like that play where they are in the right position and it just squeezes by him, but it's still the right decision, I think, as a coach, because you can't afford to give up any more runs, especially if a solid pitcher on Mountain Ridge. You got to try to cut that run off. And unfortunately, it just went just a little bit out of the outstretched arms of the shortstop there. You know, in the good position here for Mountain Ridge is that they got no outs still. So
Yeah.
I could still do a lot more damage here. You know, be interested to see if they do try to steal a second here. I mean, the coach may feel, hey, we're swinging the bat so well, I don't want to take any chances of getting my guy thrown at a second. Maybe he'll stay aggressive. Be interesting to see here.
One goes inside for a ball, so the count goes full.
Well, I also play for a lot of coaches who like to run on full counts. So usually there's a lot that can happen on a full count. We'll see if they end up sending here. Again, it's fun to see the different philosophies of each coach. Yeah, it looks like he would have gone there if he wouldn't have come back. So looks like he was attempting to go, but just timed it wrong and made the right decision to come back. But he was looking to go.
Did he wear that one?
No, it was a walk.
Okay, I was gonna say they made it seem like he was wearing it, but couldn't really see.
Nope,
that
just
one.
pumped up because he got down 1-2 and then got back to get him a walk.
And it looks like we do have a pitching change. We'll let you know who that is on the other side here on KSLSports.com. 16, Corver Curtis will come in. We've been talking about, Taylor, the baseball names for some of these kids. I feel like this one's a basketball name.
There might have been a guy, I think that his name was Kyle.
Don't sit here and act like you don't know. That's Kyle Corver to you, sir.
Mr. Kyle Corver?
Mr. Kyle Corver. Sir Kyle Corver to you, sir. And for Curtis, we'll go ahead and get his numbers here.
We could be totally wrong too. They could just like the name Corver, and they don't even know who Kyle Corver is. It's a possibility.
And for Corver, 8 appearances, 3-0 record, 2.90 ERA, 29 innings pitched, 31 hits, 14 runs, 12 earned, 10 walks, 26 strikeouts, 1 home run, and 131 batters faced. For Corver Curtis.
Good start. Way to come and attack, throw a strike. That's what the coach is looking for. Definitely put the pen in a tough position here where they got to now throw a decent amount of relief innings in Fry, but I know he give it his best. It puts the pen in a tough position. Now they're gonna use a lot of arms, which they're just trying to survive. So they'll try to survive today to move on to tomorrow. But it puts them in a tough position for the rest of the tournament too, as you're using a ton of arms where you were hoping that your starter could go a little longer.
Boston Swain, he struck out in his last at bat. He's dealing with a 1-2 count right now, and swing and a miss and a strikeout. So strikeout number 1 for Corver Curtis. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So that's 2 straight that Swain is down by strikes. Dalton Fay, he had an RBI double in his previous at-bat. Swing and a miss. So far, Corver Curtis dealing.
Yeah, he's coming in attack and not been afraid to go at the hitters and, keeping them off balance, being able to throw some off speed for strikes and fastballs for strikes. And, yeah, he's came in, he's done his job so far.
Here's the pitch. One the count, 1 out, 1 on, or 2 on, excuse me. With Fankhauser at first and Gerard at second. Foul ball.
Good hustle there. Remember, we're going to give these guys shout-outs. 21 from Mountain Ridge, who is... Don't see it on the roster.
Oh, man.
Well, he deserves a shout-out, whoever he is.
Hold on, I got this other roster. Wait, 21 from Mountain Ridge? That's
Yes.
Riker Morton.
Oh, it is.
But that, I don't think was Riker.
Yeah, that's maybe another 21. But anyways, he deserves, kids getting the foul balls on the team, hustling. Usually the kids are not in the game. They deserve some credit for that hustle.
Now the runners advance, second and third.
Strikeout in advance, which it looks like he'd been bouncing around out there, so it seemed like he was trying to wait for that perfect jump, and he got it and took it. Really wasn't an attempt to throw over.
Did you say that was a strikeout?
Correct.
The last one? Yeah, I was looking over.
Sorry, I had you looking at.
Yeah, you had me looking at the kids.
At the kids shagging balls.
So that's 2 strikeouts to start here for Corver Curtis. Not a bad start for him on the bump.
I'm pretty good at distracting.
Yeah, I know you are. Alex Krasner is at the plate. As we're near the bottom of the order. Krasner grounded out to short in his previous at-bat. And that's a strike. Here's the pitch. One goes into the turf. Ball 2.
Krasner's just hoping that he can get something left over the middle of the plate here, or something he can swing at. And again, you just got to squeeze one through the infield, and you can score 2 more, puts him in a good position. And Corver's just hoping to get out of this one. I don't think he wants to attack, but he doesn't want to leave anything flat and fat here. And I think he's thinking, hey, even if I put him on, we got force, bases loaded, and we got the 9-hole hitter coming up. So I think he's just
2 on.
trying to make sure he can get
the
around
bases aren't loaded.
Well, I mean, if you walked him.
Oh yeah, if you did walk him.
Yeah, just so he knows that I'm not going to give him a run if I walk him, so I don't really have to throw anything super fat here. But you can work around him a little bit.
I get what you're saying. Krasner is the last one.
I'm glad you do, because sometimes I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Strike.
Nice throw, like Corver.
Yep. Strike 3, and that was the last Mountain Ridge batter that hasn't batted in the order, but it goes down 3 straight strikeouts for Landon Curtis coming in relief. So with 5 runs scored on 7 hits, it is now Mountain Ridge 5, Lone Peak nothing. We go to the top of the 4th here on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Leading off for Lone Peak be Bronx Shavira. He struck out in his last at-bat. And Taylor, you've got some breaking news.
I have some breaking news. I did some research on what a Sentinel is, a.k.a. I Googled it.
Took you a long time.
I did.
To figure that out.
Typing is hard.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a person, animal, or thing that stands guard, keeps watch, or acts as a lookout.
So pretty much a knight, but it could be an animal.
Yeah, I mean, they could stick a giraffe and you could put a night helmet on it if they wanted to. Technically, that would be a Sentinel.
That wasn't what you were saying off the air. You were saying it could be like a dog.
It could be a dog. Or it could be like a lovable animal. It could be like an otter. He could put an otter with a helmet on it and then call it a Sentinel. Technically, that's what Google says. So it could be anything.
Bronx,
there you guys have it. We know what a Sentinel is now.
Bronx Shavira flies out to lead off, and now Grady Slesk will ground over to first, so 2 outs pretty much on 2 pitches.
Yeah, it's a tough start. I mean, the first swing was a good swing. He just got a little under it, but it's tough to get 2 swings like that and 2 outs. I mean, exactly what Mountain Ridge wants. So hopefully you can see some better swings here, a little more patience from Lone Peak, but they need runners right now. So even if it's walks, finding ways to get on, 1 run isn't going to change this game. So they got to have a little bit of run themselves here where they can get some momentum going.
Bo Barnes is at the dish. Has 1 strike. He struck out his last at-bat. One the count. Klassen delivers. That one goes into the turf. Ball 2. One's low and outside. Ball 3. So hitter's count here.
Yep, good at bat by Bo here to get him after those 2 quick swings, get a deeper count here, 3-1, make the pitcher you some pitches. He's staying patient.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count goes full. 2 outs. No one on. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. The at-bat remains alive.
Wow, what a play.
Great catch over there in shallow right field by Boston Walkenhorst, and that'll end the inning.
He was playing a little rover position there, which is sometimes you'll do to deepen yourself up, especially when you're playing second. You don't have that far of a throw. You'll deepen yourself up to say, I'm going to try to give as much room for exactly that. Either it's a hard hit ball, gives you more time to react, or a little blooper that normally that's a hit, but if he's not playing that position, he plays back a little bit, gets the out.
Mountain Ridge will now head to the plate, up 5-0 here on KSLSports.com. Carter Bell will lead off the shortstop in the 9-hole. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, he started this run of 5 runs for Mountain Ridge. The 4 runs that were scored in the 3rd inning. He started that with a single and later scored the run. Now he'll try and do it again here, but with a different pitcher, as Corver Curtis came in relief and struck out 3 batters.
Yeah, I think it's now just adjusting back to Corver. Now that it's also adjustment from righty to lefty too a little bit. Typically in the high school level, you don't see as many lefties as you do righties, just because there's not as many lefty people. So it is, at least that I had noticed, there was a little bit of adjustment to see lefties again. Not saying that's the issue here, but you just got to adjust each pitcher.
Strike 1 to start.
Which is kind of funny because when you get to the pros, usually there's a lot of righties. Usually you're trying to face your offhand. So if you're a lefty, you're usually a better hitter against righties. If you're a righty, you're usually better against lefties.
Yeah, I definitely know since I was in the pros.
Well, I was never in the pros either, but
I wouldn't know what you're talking about, so that's actually some good insight. 1-1 the count to Bell. Now ball 2.
I think here Mountain Ridge is just they continue to tell themselves, hey, look, we're up 5, but this is still a long game. Anything can happen. We need to put up more runs. I think they're hoping that Bell can get them started again like he did last inning.
Here's the 3-1. That one's low. Ball. So the first walk that Corver Curtis has. So leadoff walk.
It's tough to walk the 9-hole hitter. I mean, I know that Bell he had a good hit last, but you definitely want to try to attack more as you get near the bottom of the lineup. But now the lineup flips over, and we're in the same situation now here again, right? Where he let him off, and then Buck got a hit, and then they kind of Riker had a big hit. What a bunt! Holy crap! That's how you teach it.
And they call him safe. What a play there for Brody Buck.
A perfect drag bunt. And only certain kids can do that where the coach says, hey, I want to see if you can try a drag bunt to get on. A lot of times it's just a sacrifice, but you could totally tell that he was trying to bunt to get on, not just to move a guy over, which is hard to do. Drag bunting is very hard to do, and if you can do it really well like you did there and you're fast, it can make it really hard for a defense to get there.
In the last inning, it was 5 straight hits, and all of them drove in, or three straight had at least one RBI involved, and that one goes just below the glove of the center fielder, and that will send in 1, 2, potentially 3. He's going for inside the park home run, and he's safe. Riker Morton with an inside the park home run. Drives in 3 runs.
I mean, yeah, that's so tough for Lone Peak. Not only down already 5-0, but then Riker gets a solid hit and he goes past him, and I mean it just fires up Mountain Ridge even more. Now being up 8-0, when you just see a hit like that and you're just continuing to put it pouring on them. And again, we're still 0 outs. It's 8-0, 0 outs. It's a tough position Lone Peak to be in. They got to lock back in though. This is your playoff lives you're playing for right now.
Looks like the umpire's talking to head coach Brock Whitney. Not sure what, but
It's probably about like maybe what their favorite Pokemon card is. Is my
it's
guess.
the most random.
It's coming back. Pokemon's coming back.
I'm going to have Vince Francis, who does a phenomenal job with Rewind and KSL Sports, putting all these streams together and the highlights and all that stuff. I'm going to have him pull up just a clip of all of the random things that you say on the broadcast the last 2 days. And I know there will be more tomorrow as well, because that one is crushed into center field, but play is made for the first out, and that was Cooper Goff.
And I do want to point something out there on the serious note. I know I like to joke, but Cooper hits one sky high. What's the first thing he does? He runs hard. Imagine that ball's dropped. He's already almost to second base by the time that ball's caught. For a 3-hole hitter, probably the best player on their team, to hustle like that down there just kind of shows you the kind of coach, the way they're coached. And you love to see that, especially from one of your star players that's getting down the line, even when that ball's probably going to be caught. You just never know, right? He hustled. I just want to point that out because I love to see that.
Brody Garrard up next, the 4-hole hitter. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI.
And crazy things have happened in baseball. Lone Peak's still not out of this. I mean, you have a couple good innings.
And 2 more runs, though, and you're...
Yeah, you got to hold them here, but you hold them here.
Well, it isn't over because it has to be through 5 innings or in the 5th inning.
Right, exactly. But even then, I mean, as long as they're staying with under that 10 runs, it just takes 1 inning, you know what I mean, for things to go your way. And they're a good team, too. They know it. I mean, you're not the high seed for no reason, so they know they can come back. You just got to keep that faith in each other and that confidence in your team to try to build some momentum. Mountain Ridge is just staying really patient. They've all had some quality at bats. It's tough to beat a team when they've just been playing like that.
Full count here for Garrard. Chopper to third. And he's safe, could not get it there. He tried to tag him while he was in the air and just arms not Wembenyama length, So that would be a
good
base
time
hit.
to have Wembenyama type arms, but
That would be nice.
Brody hustled down the line, and then he saw that it was going to be off, and he was in the air, and he slid. I mean, if he doesn't slide there, it's an out. So just incredible idea of just knowing what's going to happen there, or knowing that the first baseman's in the air and I need to get down to avoid the tag. I'll see if they're going to – I think they're going to give that an air. I would assume that's an air.
And Carson Fankhauser, he walked his last at-bat. He also has a double and scored a run. 1-1, 1 out, 1 on. Now it's 2-1.
Mountain Ridge is just staying really patient. Again, it's hard to beat a team when they're staying that patient. All of them are having quality bats all the way from 1 through 9. I mean, Carter Bell at the bottom, right? Get him going, good one inning, then gets a walk to get him going again. I think that's just undervalued in having your 9-hole hitter that's been able to get in twice in 2 innings to get the inning going. And he caught him there. Yep. Looks like he was probably looking to steal and got caught.
So picked off for out number 2.
It's funny is we had this philosophy, and I think a lot of teams did. You know, the saying was always lefty never picks off twice. So usually if he picks off once, that means he wasn't going to pick off again. Now that was his first time, but usually after someone picked off once, a lefty, then we usually were stealing right after. Did it work out all the time? No, but that's what we did. Ball fouled back there. Got the count at full.
2 outs. No one on. Fankhauser will walk. So that's his second straight base on balls.
That's when you know you're seeing the ball well, is you get 2 walks, especially a full count walk like that you're staying patient.
With Boston swing. 2 straight strikeouts. He's going to try and get a base hit here with 2 outs and 1 on.
I know I've said this a few times. I'm curious if they try to steal here. Doesn't want to get picked off again, but another chance to get a guy on second. We'll see. We'll see if they believe the philosophy as well. If he's still in here after the lefty picked off. Good take there by Swain. 2-1 count.
Now ball 3. 3-1.
Looks like Riverton just got here.
They will be up next. They'll face Jordan. And another walk. So 2 straight base on balls for Mountain Ridge. With 2 outs. And it looks like a mound meeting. Doubt they'll do a pitching change, although they do have activity in the bullpen.
Yeah, Curtis was throwing pretty well. It just seems like he's fallen off a little bit here, but he got put in a tough position, though, to come in. That's always hard for relief pitchers to come in and try to hold you over, you know. So
looks like we do have a new pitcher. We'll keep it here, though. Figure out who it is. It looks like number 23. Just heard the PA, but
the name didn't line up with the number here we got here.
Brock Bueller. He's normally an outfielder.
See, I think you got the
Wait.
wrong name.
Oh, wait, I'm on Mountain Ridge's
Porter Holmes.
roster.
Yep, that's what he
Porter
said,
Holmes,
too.
yep. Okay, so Porter Holmes. We'll get his numbers here in just a moment. .32 ERA, 1-1 record in 10 appearances. He has 1 save. 12 and 2/3 innings pitched, 12 hits, 9 runs, 6 errors, or earned runs, excuse me, 4 base on balls, 10 strikeouts, 1 home run allowed, and 57 batters faced. As Dalton Fay will come to the plate with 2 on and 2 outs.
Just trying to come in here and attack. Can't afford 2 more walks. Yep, that's not a good start. Hit by pitch there. It's a tough way to start. Need to get back in the zone.
And bases loaded. So 2 walks and a hit by pitch between these 2 pitchers for Lone Peak.
Got a 1-0 count here in the dirt. See if he can get back to the zone here, which he does. One count here.
I went behind him.
Bet he was hoping to hit him. Just make it easy.
Yeah, and that was Krasner. And we're in he's the last batter who hasn't, and now we're going to go through the order in this inning. So 2 straight innings.
That usually leads to success.
Yeah, it usually does. At least for Mountain Ridge. Grounder to second, over to first, and the inning
He came in and did his job.
finally over after giving up 3 runs. So 8 runs, 8 hits in the ball game for Mountain Ridge, and they have an 8-0 lead. We'll be back after this here on KSLSports.com. Mason Johnson will lead off here for the Lone Peak Knights. He reached to be a fielder's choice, and he had a stolen base his last at-bat. And Klassen still on the mound for Mountain Ridge. Ball 1. Some people weren't really happy with that strike. You could hear some of the groans, but 1-1 the count. Hey, Taylor, can you check on Klassen's pitch count? Just search UHSAA 6-8 baseball, and then you'll have it on there. And then go over to schedule. And a walk on 5 pitches. So a leadoff walk here in the top of the 5th. So that's a good sign for Lone Peak.
Running for the Knights, number 12, Christian Ritchie.
Looks like we got 62 pitches for Clayson.
So he'll have to sit out at least 2 days. He's at 62, which he's officially in that 2-day threshold. So you might as well go to 85 now.
That's what I'm saying. I think they, depending on what happens here, maybe he'll get through this one, the next. I think they pull him before he gets to 85, is my guess. But, again,
If
I'm
he's
not the
dealing.
coach.
0-1 the count.
Looks like we had a pinch hitter, Packer.
Yeah, because I think he's in the. Oh no, it's for Crew Robinson. Unless that is Crew. I saw a 5. I just didn't know there was a 1 in front of it. That is not. That's number 5.
Yeah, Braden Packer hitting for Crew. He's come in swinging, had a good at-bat so far, 2-2. Make him come to him.
And that'll be a base hit into center field. So Braden Packer with a single as the pinch hitter. So 2 on with no outs. Mason Johnson's, well, his speed up runner, because he's a catcher, is on second. So now we've got a mound meeting. Maybe we'll have a pitching change.
It looks like they put Crew back out there to run for Braden on first.
They like his speed.
They do.
Looks like we will not have a pitching change, at least yet. Dallin Sharman will come to the plate. For Sharman, he grounded out to third base his last at-bat. Ground to short this time, over to second, and to first for the double play. So that's 2 outs with the 6-4-3 double play.
That's tough. They come in, they get guys on first and second, then get rolled into a play. It kind of just really takes the wind out of your sails right there if you're hoping to get a comeback. Still not over, but just makes it a lot harder now.
Now we go back to the top of the order, Crew Nelson.
And then a quick 2 strikes here. Got to battle up here. Way to fight.
Lifted into right field and catch made
catch.
by, that is the second baseman, Alex Krasner. My goodness, that was a catch. And that'll end the inning.
Yeah, that's really deflating for Lone Peak, too. That's a tough way to end the inning. I mean, they kind of had a little bit of something momentum going first and second, then just got taken right out of them with a double play. So, I mean, props to Mountain Ridge for making the right plays there.
All right, we'll be back with the bottom of the 5th after this. Carter Bell, the 9-hole hitter, will lead off here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Sentinels with an 8-0 lead.
He's no stranger to getting things started either. Last two runs.
A walk and a single, and scored both runs.
Exactly. The last 2 times that they got their good innings going, he was the one who started it.
One the count. Or excuse me, 1-2.
Mountain Ridge here is hoping that they can just end it. You know, they want to save their pitching. They wanted us to go 5. As a good pitch there by Porter.
A strikeout there.
Now coming to play number 14, Brody Buck.
This pitching staff just got their 6th strikeout. So not bad, but
Yeah, just had moments like a couple walks, but really just been kind of sprayed around the yard. You know, Mountain Ridge just kind of had their number with hitting them.
back to the top of the order with Brody Buck. He had that great bunt
Yes.
in his last at bat. Textbook bunt, if you will.
Textbook. I like that. He's being patient up here waiting for his pitch. Porter's just got to keep attacking. That's all you can do at this point, you know. Got a full count here. Outside for ball 4.
So base on balls with 1 out.
And Buck's got that speed, so they're taking him out.
So pinch runner.
Running from the Sentinels, number 33, Will Brown.
Will Brown, number 33, in to run.
Strike 1 to Morton.
Morton had that inside the park home run, his last at bat. He's also got a 2 RBI double and scored a run.
It's a solid game.
And also a strikeout, but no one's really talking about that. So.
Yes, good timing on his time call there from Morton to the umpire. Avoided a strike if he wasn't swinging because that was a good pitch. It's a good pitch right on the outside corner, 2-2.
And strike 3. So second strikeout for Holmes.
Yeah, Porter's coming in and doing a good job, just attacking hitters, not throwing anything too fancy on the outside part of the plate, and he's doing a good job coming in relief here for him for the Knights.
Cooper Goff is at the plate now. He flew out to center field. His previous at bat, and he's 1 for 3. He has a RBI triple.
Yeah, the one that almost left yard, probably like 4 feet taller.
Yeah, that one bounced off the wall. Yeah.
That swing told me that Cooper wants to end this game right now because that was a big hack.
Yeah.
The 1-2, big swing.
I mean, with 2 outs, the 10-run rule is at the plate.
Good jump.
And chopper to the pitcher.
Good inning by Porter. Way to keep Lone Peak still in it.
And that'll end the inning. So we'll go to the top of the 6th. 8-0 lead for Mountain Ridge here in this elimination game of the 6A baseball tournament. Pitching change, number 18. Tag Natter.
Well,
Get
got
his-
the umpire on the arm there on that ball. That didn't feel good. Catcher says, I'm sorry. Give him a break here, walking out to the pitch. Give him a minute.
And leading off is Boston Walkenhorst. And that'll be a double, a leadoff double.
It's a way to start the inning. I mean, that's what you need right there. You need a few more of those, but it's a good start to get a nice swing and just kind of get the inning started for you. I mean, you got to create some momentum somehow here.
At the plate, number 27, Landon Fry.
Landon Fry, who was pitching. Strike 1. So 0-1 to start. Here's the pitch into the turf. Over to third. To first for out number 1. The runner stays on second.
Nice play there. It's big by tag too. Just get back in the zone. When you're out, you got rate run lead. Last thing you want to do is start throwing walks. If you give up a couple of hits, even a couple of runs, you're fine. Obviously, you don't want to do that, but you want to make it harder on them. You want to make sure they earn it by hitting and getting runs, by actually having to hit the ball and not walking. So I think that's good. Just get back in the zone, and you might give up a hit or two or a run or two, and that's okay. Just keep attacking. Lone Peak's just got to stay patient. That's the cool thing about baseball. There's no time limit. So they still got to come pitch to you. Everybody, you still get all your bats. You still get your outs. That doesn't change.
And strike 2.
Good take there by Bronx.
He's 0 for 2. The strikeout. And he's calling time. And a wild pitch. He's staying at second. Kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, that's one you probably got to have. I mean, especially gets to the
Yeah,
backstop.
yeah, especially
You
with
gotta
one
see
out,
that.
and you got to get some runs here.
But the thing is, though, is you need runs, though, and that's exactly the point. So is it going to kill you? Got to get third. Should he have been there? Yeah, but it's not going to kill you because you need a hit here anyway. You need a bunch of hits. So at the end of the day, if it was like a one-run ball game, yeah, you probably need to hit him on third. You'd like to have him on third, and he should be there, but you need a lot more than one run. So
Yeah.
it's not going to, that's not going to change the game, that one run. Good at bat there by Bronx to get that 0-2 and then draw it back to a walk. I mean, that's good plate discipline there, making sure that he still, tag had to come to him, and he wasn't able to. Looks like we got a speed up. Aiden Laws.
He was caught stealing yesterday. I remember that because I remember writing it in my notes or on my
I'm
book.
glad you're taking notes.
Well, in my scorebook. Not that I'm trying to bash him or anything.
Well, you got to take notes. We got to take notes of what happens.
Yeah, you got to
whether it's good or bad. For
he was at least aggressive to try and steal a base. Just didn't work out. Maybe it'll work this time. But there's a runner at second.
Yeah, and I don't think
I don't
they're
think
going
that's
anywhere.
happening.
I mean, last thing they want to do is getting out on the base path because they need runs. So I don't think right now is the time to be aggressive because you got to have hits here or walks anyway. So I doubt I see them going, again, unless there's a pass ball or a wild pitch to the backstop. Tag's just got to get back in the zone here, and Lone Peak's got to keep what they're doing, just staying patient and making him come to him. So this is the last thing Mountain Ridge wanted right here was just a walk and then a 3-1 count. He's got to attack. I mean, they got an 8-run lead. The walks are what kill you.
And another
Coaches.
walk. That'll load up the bases.
If I was Mountain Ridge coach, I'd go out and see him. It looks like they are. At least doing an infield discussion here just to kind of tell them, hey, we got you. Just throw some strikes. We're still up 8-0. It's fine.
Looks like a players' meeting.
Yeah. Sometimes you need just a players' meeting. You don't need the coaches involved.
Yeah. Who needs coaches?
That's right. Just telling them, hey, you got this. Just relax, man. We're up 8-0. Just throw strikes. We got you. Telling them, hey, let's get something down on the ground here, down low, so we can turn double play, get out of this inning. And for Lone Peak, they're just saying, hey, just keep doing what we're doing. Keep throwing, keep being patient. We don't need to rush things. We need a lot of runs anyway. So just stay patient here. If we take a walk, great. If we get a hit, great. But make him come to us. He's been struggling to find the zone, so make him earn it. Guess the mound visit worked. 0-1. That one's outside for a ball. 1-1. Energy's picking up a little bit here. Lone Peak can sense they need this. 2-1. Ball down. Yeah, if I'm Mountain Ridge's coach here, you got to go see him if he walks this guy. Get someone loose in the pen. Looks like they're already doing that. It just doesn't have it right now. Just not able to find the plate. And again, it's just kind of where it starts getting into disastrous for Mountain Ridge. You gotta stay in the zone. This is exactly what you didn't want to happen. In Lone Peak, this is exactly what you needed to happen.
And caught for out number 2.
Wow.
Great throw over to third. And now they're also saying that
I think they're trying to see if the run score didn't
that
score.
Boston Walking Horse didn't touch home plate.
If only somebody had camera here to review that.
So they're actually saying no run there for Walking Horse. And that's the end of the inning.
That's tough. That's tough. You get a hit like that, and It's hard. You can't take that from third. I mean, that's an easy play to third. You got to stay, but I get.
Is it just the fact that he just didn't actually touch the base? Because I was looking over at third.
No, he was out by a mile. Wasn't even close to third. So, and I think that he just didn't get. The guy scoring from home didn't get there fast enough. So.
Oh.
That's tough. That's tough. You feel bad for the kids for that, like that, especially in this moment. But you just got to know that they're probably going to throw to third, and it's a shallow fly ball, and most likely you're going to get thrown out.
We'll go to the bottom of the sixth here on KSLSports.com. Brody Gerard will lead off for the Sentinels. We have a new pitcher. It's number 7, Seth Bull for Lone Peak. The first pitch is a ball.
Mountain Ridge didn't like that one, but good pitch on the outside there. We got 2-1 count. Ball outside, 3-1 count.
That one is sky high.
Right up into the beautiful blue sky.
That is above the Marriott Center for a moment.
Above the mountains, right here.
Well, I wouldn't say that high. That's out number 1.
I like.
Jeez, what a way to over-exaggerate that one.
That ball went to outer space, came back.
Maybe you could tell us if it saw the moon or Mars.
It did an orbit, came back.
Good grief.
We had ball 1, now we got ball 2 inside. Back in the zone here with the strike, 2-1. I saw the, 3-1, ball in the dirt. Trevor, I saw that a lot of the kids had their hair dyed blonde. I think I could do that too. I think I could. But all the problem though is I'm losing my hair, so
yeah, I am too.
It probably wouldn't look that great, but
no, it definitely would not look great.
I wonder. I might ask my wife. Maybe she'll like.
Did
it.
all of the hair from your head go to your face?
Yeah, I am carrying a lot of facial hair. I probably have more on my face than on my head.
We could probably ask Austin that too. Now it goes into the gap for a base hit is Carson Fankhauser.
Worked a full count there and drove the ball through the gap there. Just stayed patient. And I feel like he's been doing that this game and last game. He's just been steady at the plate. Fankhauser. Had some really good at-bats.
Now Boston Swain will come to the plate. 2 strikeouts in his first 2 at-bats, but then he reached base on balls his last appearance. Into the turf, ball 1.
Pick off to first. Didn't get there in time. He's safe. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Got a 1-1 count. Looks like we got a pinch runner. Finn Child come in to pinch run. For Fankhauser. See if he got some speed out there. He's got some bright neon cleats. You can see the ball hit through the gap here, in between the first and second baseman for a hit. Guys on first and second. We got one out.
At the plate, number 8, Dalton Fay.
Now a meeting between the catcher and the pitcher here. Probably just talking about what they need to throw here, what they need to execute to try to get a ground ball here and get out of the inning. Fay already had a big swing earlier today. See if he's got another one in him here to end this game. He gets something in the gap, this game might be over. Takes a ball one outside on off speed. Ball two in the dirt, I guess in the turf. One of these days I'll learn that's not dirt, that's turf.
Yeah, it's
So used to
it's
saying
a habit.
dirt, you know?
Yep.
And I love turf.
It's kind of the new grass now.
I told you.
People are putting those in their yard.
Yeah, I mean,
I might be one of those people who will make that plunge.
I think with the water shortage, it might be time for me to enter the turf world.
Plus,
too.
it'd be a good way to golf in your yard.
Exactly.
Save you money.
Yeah, I told you. We talked about this yesterday. I'd rather play on turf. Baseball is so much more fun on turf.
Turf
if you're an
and
infielder.
110-degree weather.
110-degree weather.
But if it's 10-degree weather, don't ask him to play.
Don't. And if we're in Memphis.
He'll just stay on the bus. You wouldn't last playing baseball up in Wisconsin.
No,
that's
I
for
would
sure.
not. No, I would not.
But
Turf is just so much fun to play on. It's sliding. You slide farther. You know, everything's, just everything's true on the turf, fielding-wise, infield. It's just, I love it. I love turf way more than grass and dirt infield. And, yeah, maybe that makes me not a baseball purist anymore because I like turf more than I like dirt and grass. But I'll say it. I'll say it anyway.
well, you just did. Lifted high. Shortstop. Catch is made for out number 2. That was Dalton Fay with the fly out.
So that one didn't go quite over the mountains like the last one.
Yeah, or into the outer space.
The other one we lost view of. It could have very well gone outer space. You didn't know, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
At plate, number 44, Cameron James.
Takes ball one inside. And hitting for Mountain Ridge is Cameron James, number 44. Takes ball two outside. Weak ground ball and just foul on the first base side. Strike one. Takes ball three outside. Got a 3-1 count here. See if James looks for his pitch here or if gets something he wants to drive or ends up taking a walk. Takes a swing at a pitch and fouls it off the third base side. We got a full count.
2 outs, 2 on.
You're going to see the runners moving here. So the runners want to make sure that obviously that he goes home. And once they do, they're going to take off and gives you a good chance, especially if there's something hitting in between the outfielders that guy from first can score. So we'll see what happens here. There they go. He takes ball 4 outside. Good at bat by Cameron.
Now to load up the bases with 2 outs. Looks like we have another pinch hitter. Oh, wait, no, we don't.
Another meeting at the mound here.
Oh, we do have a pinch hitter. Schaefer Dixon, the pitcher from yesterday.
Okay.
Pitching for the next number 35, Landon Scoville.
We have a new pitcher as well. We'll get you that pitcher after this.
15.
Schaefer Dixon is at the plate,
Oh,
but the new pitcher for Lone Peak. Trying to get that number. There's a 3 in front of, I think it's 35.
that looks like 35.
If that's the case.
Landon Scoville.
Yeah, Landon Scoville. If it is 35. If not, I apologize to that young man.
Yeah, that's 35. That's
Okay.
Landon Scoville.
Yeah, Landon Scoville. All right. Landon Scoville's pitching. We're on the 5th pitcher for Lone Peak.
Might as well use him. Can't take him home.
No, you can't take him home. Well, you do take them home, but you can't take the pitches
I
with
could have worded
you.
that a lot differently. No, you can take him. You can't take the pitches home with you.
I was gonna say, are you gonna leave them here if they lose?
It's true.
You can't take them home. You guys are walking home.
Yeah, you can't go home anymore with your parents. You gotta stay here.
Jeez, Taylor, you took that to a new level.
I think some of my coaches probably done that to us. They just left us to the park.
Well, knowing who you are, I probably would have done the same thing.
I don't blame you.
And that'll end the inning. So coming in, finishing the at-bat, and we'll end the inning. We will now go to the top of the 7th with Lone Peak with their final 3 outs here on KSLSports.com. Top of the 7th, Mountain Ridge is on their way to surviving and advancing to play the loser of, where's that bracket at? There it is.
It's
Of
next to one of these
Sky Ridge and Corner Canyon.
thousands of papers we have up here.
Yeah, we got a lot of papers up here. Because for those of you behind the scene, or give you a little behind the scenes look. On top of calling games for KSL Sports, I'm also the streaming manager.
Just man of many talents.
And as you have many streams going on, I have to manage them. So when softball ends, more games start up, and I have to swap out those streams, which is why Taylor's wonderful play-by-play commentary has come into play here.
yeah, the people aren't getting what they want because that means that they have to hear me more. So you're only hurting the people today.
Well,
Let
sometimes
me
you got to
more.
sacrifice for those to make others happy. And that's what I do. Can't make everyone happy, though.
No, you can't.
Fouled off. Count goes full here for number 6, Mason Johnson. So we'll see Mason Johnson, Crew Robinson, and Dallin Sharman. Bottom of the order. One goes inside for a walk.
Good start by Lone Peak there. Exactly what they're looking for. This is kind of how the last inning started. They just didn't make anything of it because they had a double play, but just one run at a time. You're trying not to make any mistakes on the base pass. You're trying to just stay patient at the plate because even 1 run, 2 runs does not change this game. So just play smart. You need at bats to come up and pitches, and not a good start there. Avoids a double play, but 1 out. Play at second. They did a fielder's choice, but he ended up being first or second on the safe at first at the double play.
Here's the pitch. Sharman, and the catch is made in right field for out number 2. So down to their last out.
Now play number 11, Crew Nelson.
Crew Nelson. Will come to the plate next. Fouled off. I still continue to check my emails, Taylor, to make sure no one's complaining about you. So far, we're good.
You know what? That's a win. If we can go this whole 3 days without anybody complaining about me, I'll be a happy camper.
I'm going to text your wife and tell her to send an email to
Okay.
complain.
There's besides her. That's the one complaint I know. She's already sent me a few texts about things I need to do better, so she's already complaining.
Well, that's good. She's coaching you.
She is, and she knows more than me. She knows better, so I listen.
There you go.
I'm a smart man.
Yeah, you are a smart man. Down to the final strike. Here for Crew Nelson to try and keep the season alive for at least one more at-bat. And that's a swing and a miss, and the season is over for Lone Peak. Mountain Ridge will pick up an 8-0 win and will advance to tomorrow, where they will take on the loser of Sky Ridge and Corner Canyon. That game will take place at 11 a.m. here at Miller Field. Taylor, we've got some guys we can. I think the one we have to go with here. There's a few options, but I think the one here we need to go for our Tab Bank Player of the Game, Riker Morton. He had an inside the park home run that drove in 3 runs, so 2 other runners besides him, and he also had a 2 RBI double.
Yeah, I think Morton's the right pick here. I was also, I usually like to give it to hitters, but for some reason, even tonight or today and yesterday, I'm just loving the pitchers. But Clayson showed up today. He shut down Lone Peak. They couldn't touch him, right, for 4 innings. So I also think he would be a solid pick. But, Morton, with his hits, the way he played today, picked his team up, I think he's a very worthy player of the game.
He definitely has a hot bat. So Riker Morton, batting in the 2-hole, is our player of the game. Now, the thing is, he also had 2 backwards Ks.
Hey, you know what? That's going to happen.
But still had 4 RBI, a double, and an inside the park home run.
Yep, those matter too, because those are the ones that got him the win, right? Those hits. So Mountain Ridge showed up to play today. Lone Peak kind of got off to a slow start there, and I think Mountain Ridge just showed up, and the pitcher Clayson he came ready to go. And once Mountain Ridge got a few runs, they figured that their pitcher was going to hold them down and give them the win. So props to Mountain Ridge. They pull through. You feel for a team like Lone Peak, especially they battled all season. They seem to be one of the top teams in 6A. Sometimes it just happens that way where you're not playing at your best. You just don't show up in those certain games, and that's just kind of how it works in the tournament.
All right, so that'll do it for us for Game 1. We've still got 3 more to go here today, and we're kind of on schedule. We'll probably start a little bit later than the 1:30 start, probably around 1:45 is my guess. But keep it locked right here on KSLSports.com. If the stream isn't live, just check back in a minute or two, and it might be there then. So for Taylor Morris and Austin Bigelow, I'm Trevor Allen. Coming up next, after warm-ups are done, will be another elimination game, this time in Bracket 1 with the Jordan Beat Diggers and the Riverton Silverwolves. All right here on your home of high school championships in Utah, KSLSports.com.